When we talk about an arrest, it means the police have taken someone into custody because they believe that person committed a crime. It is often clear when this happens. For example, if you are handcuffed, put in the back of a police car, or taken to the police station for fingerprinting, at this moment, you are officially under arrest and being investigated for a crime. But sometimes it is not so obvious. You might hear from friends that police are asking questions about you, or detectives may ask you to come down to the station for an interview. You might think you are just clearing things up, but going voluntarily to the police station can lead to your arrest if you answer questions without an attorney. Remember, you always have the right to remain silent and to speak with a lawyer before answering any questions. Talking to police without legal advice can sometimes cause you to be arrested when you might have avoided it. So, an arrest means you are physically taken by the police because they suspect you committed a crime. It is the first step in the criminal process and usually followed by charges and court appearances. Always be careful and call an attorney right away if you think you are being arrested or questioned. Indictment explained. An indictment is a formal charge that says the government believes there is enough evidence to prosecute you for a crime. It is mostly used in federal cases, not as much at the state level in Pennsylvania. Instead of an arrest, an indictment officially notifies you that charges are filed against you. At the federal level, a grand jury listens to evidence presented by the prosecutor. If they find probable cause, they issue an indictment called a true bill. This means your case will go forward to trial. In Pennsylvania, instead of indictments, the process usually starts with a criminal complaint from a police officer. Then the case moves through a preliminary hearing and a criminal information document is filed, which acts like the formal charges. So, unlike an arrest where you are physically taken into custody, an indictment is a formal legal step saying charges have been officially made. It starts the court process and signals that the government is ready to prosecute. If you receive an indictment, it's important to contact an attorney immediately to understand your rights and prepare your defense. Indictments are serious and mark the official start of your criminal case. State vs. federal. The terms arrest and indictment can mean different things depending on whether you're dealing with state or federal law. In Pennsylvania state courts, arrests usually start the process. The police arrest you when they believe you committed a crime. After arrest, you are charged through a criminal complaint or information, and the case moves through state court. At the federal level, things work a bit differently. The government usually does not arrest someone before charges are filed by a grand jury. Instead, a grand jury reviews evidence presented by the prosecutor. If they decide there is enough evidence, they issue an indictment, a formal accusation. This indictment officially starts the case, and only then may the person be arrested or asked to appear in court. So, in simple terms, arrests are common at the state level and happen early, while indictments are formal charges mostly used in federal cases before arrest or court appearances. Understanding the difference is important because the process and rights can change depending on whether you face state or federal charges. Always consult a lawyer who knows both systems well. When arrest happens, an arrest happens when the police have probable cause to believe you committed a crime, and they take you into custody. This usually occurs right after a crime is reported or when police find evidence linking you to a crime. For example, if you're caught in the act, or the police have a warrant, they will arrest you immediately. Sometimes, arrests happen after police question witnesses, gather evidence, or conduct investigations. If they decide you are the suspect, they may come to your home or workplace with an arrest warrant. Arrest means you are physically detained, handcuffed, and taken to the police station for booking, which includes fingerprinting and photographing. You will then be held in jail until your bail hearing or arraignment, usually within 24 to 48 hours. It's important to know that being arrested does not mean you are guilty. It means you are suspected and you have rights that must be respected, including the right to remain silent and to have an attorney. Call a lawyer as soon as possible after an arrest to protect yourself. How indictment works? An indictment is a formal legal step in the criminal justice process, mostly used in federal cases. It begins when a prosecutor presents evidence to a grand jury, a group of citizens who review the facts. The grand jury decides whether there is enough evidence or probable cause to charge someone with a crime. If the grand jury agrees, they issue an indictment, sometimes called a true bill. This document officially accuses the person of committing a crime and starts the criminal case in court. Unlike an arrest, which happens when police physically take someone into custody, an indictment is a written formal charge. It means the government believes there is enough proof to take the case to trial. In Pennsylvania state cases, indictments are rare, and formal charges are filed through criminal complaints or informations instead. Receiving an indictment means you should immediately get legal help. Your lawyer will guide you through arraignment, help protect your rights, and prepare your defense as your case moves forward. Legal process differences. The legal processes following an arrest and an indictment are quite different, and understanding these differences is important. When you are arrested, you are physically taken into custody by the police because they believe you committed a crime. After arrest, you are usually booked at the police station, fingerprinted, photographed, and formally charged. Then, you will appear before a magistrate or judge for your arraignment, where bail is set and you hear the charges against you. This starts your journey through the criminal justice system. On the other hand, an indictment is a formal charge issued after a grand jury reviews evidence presented by a prosecutor. It mostly happens in federal cases. Unlike arrest, indictment is not about physical custody, but about formally charging someone based on probable cause. Once indicted, the accused will be arraigned, informed of charges, and enter their plea. In state courts like Pennsylvania, formal charges come from criminal complaints or informations after arrest, while federal cases usually begin with indictments before arrest or arraignment. In short, arrest is the physical action of detaining someone, while indictment is a legal document formally charging that person. Both steps lead to arraignment and trial, but come at different points in the criminal process. Having a skilled attorney through both stages is critical to protecting your rights and building your defense. What to do next? After an arrest or an indictment, knowing what to do next is very important. First, do not talk to the police without a lawyer present. Anything you say can be used against you in court. Always exercise your right to remain silent and ask for an attorney immediately. Next, contact a criminal defense attorney who understands the difference between arrests and indictments and can guide you through the process. Your lawyer will help you understand the charges, explain your rights, and work to protect your freedom. If you've been arrested, your attorney may work to get bail set or reduced so you can be released while your case moves forward. If you've been indicted, your attorney will prepare for arraignment and build a defense strategy for trial or plea negotiations. Remember, being arrested or indicted does not mean you are guilty. It means you have been accused, and the legal process will determine the outcome. Stay calm, follow your attorney's advice, and avoid actions that might hurt your case, such as talking to others about the case or posting on social media. Your best defense starts with smart, careful steps after arrest or indictment. What would you do if arrested or indicted? Share your thoughts. Don't miss our next video. What are your Miranda rights, and when do they apply?